welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package, and infrastructure update in daily. At this time, the fourth stimulus check is still up in the air. Many people want to see it. Many people expect it's going to happen. However, until it actually passes the Senate and the House and gets signed into law by President Biden, it's still up in the air. In my eyes, it is still up in the air. It's good news, but it's still up in the air. So here's where things get even more interesting. Any stimulus check, any additional assistance programs, the expansion of Medicare, extending the child tax credit payments, including 2 free years of community college, all those things are kind of tied up at this point. Here's the reason why. This week, and actually over the past couple of weeks, but mainly this week, Nancy Pelosi and a group of 9 centrist Democrats from the House of Representatives, they're going to battle it out over who gets their way. The group of 9 centrist Democrats, they want to see the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill get voted on and passed first, before the $3.5 trillion budget resolution bill is even considered. Now, here's where things are somewhat interesting. Right now, this group of 9 centrist Democrats, they're pushing back against progressives because progressives are trying to make it so that the rich, the wealthy, are paying for that $3.5 trillion bill. Well, one of the things that the 9 centrist Democrats wanted, and they sided with Republicans on this, and is that they were pushing to get the SALT tax back in that last bill, in the American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. So right now, these Democrats are really siding with Republicans on what they want. They want to provide a tax to wealthier individuals, and this is mainly coming from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Right? These are the kind of the states that have seen the most loss because of this SALT tax cut under former President Donald Trump. So, what I can tell you right now is that Nancy Pelosi, she's siding with progressives, and she wants to see that right now, the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill, it get passed, but it should not be passed before more assistance to the American people, and that's what's in the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, that budget resolution. And again, that bill hasn't actually been written yet. We are just voting on the idea to create and pass a bill. So again, it's just a procedural vote, but it's a very important vote. This group of 9 centrist Democrats, they wrote a letter to the Washington Post yesterday, and it says, and I quote, "The challenge we face right now is that there is a standoff with some of our colleagues who have decided to hold the infrastructure bill hostage for months, or put it all together if they don't get what they want in the next bill, a largely undefined $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. While we have concerns over the level of spending and potential revenue raisers, we are open to immediate consideration of that package." Well, this is where things are starting to, we're starting to get more information. They're starting to trickle in. They are open to immediate consideration of the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. However, they have concerns over the level of spending. So the size of that $3.5 trillion bill, Nancy Pelosi stated over the weekend that $3.5 trillion was a top line number. So it means they can only come down from there. Well, this could be one of the reasons why. Try to get centrist Democrats on board. But they say they're also concerned about potential revenue raisers. Well, what could a potential revenue raiser be? Well, if the SALT tax deductions are not included, that could be one. If we see the rich, large corporations are charged a little bit more in income taxes, right? Then yes, that's a revenue raiser. If we see that the IRS gets so much funding, $40 to $80 billion of additional funding, that too can raise more revenue. But it might not be the rich and wealthy that have to pay that. It would be more the lower and middle income earners. And so we'll see what happens there. But right now, Nancy Pelosi and President Biden, we will see what they want to do. We will see what they want to do over the next couple of days. We know that even though this group says they will be open to an immediate consideration of the bill, this is also expected to be a lie. according to multiple experts. One thing I can tell you, if the $3.5 trillion bill doesn't pass, not even the bill, the $3.5 trillion budget resolution doesn't pass the House, it means we're not going to see the details of the $3.5 trillion bill. You just won't see it. It's not going to happen. But that's where a potential stimulus check would be. That's where the earned income tax credit possible increase will be. That's where we could potentially see that adult tax credit. So people that are just adults, no children. That's where we could also see the expansion, the extension of that child tax credit payment. That $3,600 per year, $300 per month for a child between 0 and 5. So without the $3.5 trillion bill, there's nothing in the $1.2 trillion bill for the American people. Yes, it's going to go to roads and bridges and infrastructure. That's great. It's going to help out with more jobs. But what some are saying, what progressives say, this is just another way to provide for Wall Street, not to the American people, to Wall Street. So if the $1.2 trillion bill passes and not the $3.5 trillion bill, some experts say invest. Invest, 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 because yes, Wall Street is going to see a huge win. Here's something else we're hearing, that right now teachers are about to receive up to $1,000 in new checks. This is, according to some, they're calling it a stimulus check. We're going to get more information on this stimulus package, this infrastructure bill, the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, and the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. As we get any more information there, I promise I will fill you in on that update as well. And regarding stimulus checks, we are hearing more chatter that things are in the works, but we will see exactly what this means. So as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you could and you enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Also, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.